Tina, you good? Ms. Charlotte? Mr. Moore? Yes, sir. Ms. Stewart, you good? Mr. Lowe? Karen? Good? Okay. Good evening. It's time to call the May 20th, 2025 Wirt County Board of Education meeting to order. And I'm going to have to lock the wheels on my desk or I'll be up there with you guys in a little bit. The first order of business is our Pledge of Allegiance. And this evening we're going to ask our Teacher of the Year, Callie, and our Service Personnel of the Year, Barbara, to lead us in the pledge. You do it from right there.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Okay, just a couple of things. We have under information, Mr. McCallum letter, not number, but letter A. We're going to hold that, so we're going to strike letter A. He is still working on that letter, still getting the proper verbiage for that, so we'll hold that until he has it. On the second page, under employment, number 5, Mrs. Smith has asked to repost that, so we're going to repost the head varsity boys basketball coach for Wirt County High School. Under number 6, we have a name for the Cook 3. Get my fingers to work. Okay, number 7, we have a name for summer general maintenance, and number 8, we have a name for the bus operator. Under new business, there was 6 comments for the approval of policy J-09, but we'll talk about that policy when we get there. Okay. Any questions, or did I miss anything? Any questions on the agenda as presented?
Name number
4,
four.
under employment. I'm sorry, Sherry. Thank you. Yes, number 4 under employment, we also have a name there. So, any questions, comments about the agenda as presented? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve agenda as presented. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Okay, we're down to information, and we'll start with B, the monthly attendance narrative. Mr. McCown.
Mr. Smith is with us this evening, and he's going to share with you the attendance update, school safety report, and update on bids that we received to pave the gravel parking lot at the primary center. So, Mr. Smith.
Very good.
Okay. In regards to the May attendance narrative, since the beginning of the school year, 215 5-day unexcused letters were sent to student households. On April 30th, 2025, 3 truancy conferences took place at the middle school, and on May 7th, 2025, 5 truancy conferences took place at Wirt County High School. The Wirt County Schools year-to-date attendance as of 5/14, the primary center was at 93.7, middle school was at 92.3, high school was at 90.5, and district-wide we were at 92.2%. Average attendance by school and district as of May 14th, the primary center was at 94%, middle school was at 92.2, high school was 89.8, and district-wide we're at 92%. As far as district enrollment by school and district, as of May 14th, primary center was 340 students, middle school was at 257, high school was at 265, for a total of district-wide, we were at 862. In regards to the reasons for enrollment change, 1 student enrolled from another in-state public school system at the primary center, and also that was the case at the middle school. 1 student enrolled from another in-state public school system. In regards to enrollment by grade, pre-K was at 73, kindergarten at 47, first grade at 56, second grade was at 46, third grade was at 54, fourth grade was at 64, fifth grade at 60, sixth grade at 55, seventh grade at 68, eighth grade at 74 students, ninth grade at 67, 10th grade at 63, 11th grade at 67, and 12th grade, our seniors that are about ready to graduate, at 68. Year to date, I wanted to include the school-based probation officer data for the year for Ty's position. There were 153 preventative contacts that were completed, truancy conferences at 16, new program participants at 6, total students in program 13, number of contacts with students in program 135, and new JS petition court cases filed were at 4, and that's not to count numerous home visits that Mrs. Starkey goes with me on. We should have kept better documentation of that, but yes, go ahead, Mr. Moore.
The preventive contact completed, what are some examples of like what that details?
Okay, for example, when a student gets 5 unexcused absences, that's my job to send out 5-day letters so they could submit doctor's excuses, parent notes, so on and so forth. Then if it gets to either 7 or 8, usually it's 8, then Mrs. Starkey sends out a letter to be preventative to give them one last opportunity to rectify the situation, whether it's doctor notes, parent notes, or particular circumstances, and then they set up a meeting if it progresses further.
Good deal.
Good question.
Thank you.
Anyone
Any
else?
questions?
Okay.
Okay. School safety report.
Okay. And while I'm calling that up, Mr. McCown, I caught a typo today, or before we presented today, after we sent it out to you all on Thursday. So Mr. McCown's going to give you the updated and official. It was in the heading and the who was in attendance. I'll explain that here in a minute. All right. So this was a safety meeting that took place on the 16th last week at the firehouse. Like I said, the correction was just as far as heading and attendance. I had to get the proper people that were in attendance is what the issue was. Okay, and in attendance at the meeting were Curtis Moore, myself, Mr. McCown, Tim Bunner, Casey McCaldy, Gail Hickman, Robert Blake, Ty Starkey, William Cottrell, and Mike McPhee were in attendance. We introduced Mike McPhee, the new Wirt County Sheriff, and complimented him and his deputies on how well they're working with the school system. Mr. McCown and I discuss this on a pretty regular basis. They've been very quick to react. Any issues we've had at the school, I couldn't ask for more what they've done. Can you, Mr. McCown, so far?
It's been very commendable.
During the meeting, we also discussed House Bill 3166, which relates to mandatory school mapping and how the state is allotting $4,500 per school for this process. I include that in your packet so you could see, or what it is basically. The House bill is, they're allowed, like I said, so much per school, and they're trying to make the new mapping system to where it will keep up with any evolving changes, so we should only have to do this one time. They're asking us to have this complete process. They're giving us ample time. It's probably going to be approximately 14 months, and Mr. McCown and I discussed some of that with the safety committee, how they're trying to be proactive and get in front of this situation as far as for safety for all students. And I could go into more detail, maybe I will later, but if we have an issue in the schools, it's a more state-of-the-art system to track location to help first responders if we do have a situation in the school. Is the most crucial thing as far as that goes. Cool. Okay. Also, we discussed the new transaction window that many of you, I think Mr. Metz commented on this previously at the middle school. When you come into the school, that's what you see now, where the secretary sets, it's a safety precaution. We have a window there that I think so far everything's been positive concerning that I've heard. Mr. McHale and I talked to the group about how we're working with Mrs. Goff, the nurse, and Autumn, and we're going to see about scheduling CPR and first aid for all the staff next year. We thought that would be a good idea. Kelly mentioned that to us, and we thought that would be a good idea for next year to do so. Tim Bunner updated the group on the two-way communication radios that were installed and how the base stations would be installed soon. So far, everybody, all I've heard is positive feedback. I have one of those radios in my office, and Mr. McCown and I were talking about how it almost sounds like they're sitting in your office talking to you. It's that clear. So everything I've heard, it's like night and day on the buses as well. So all I've heard is positive stuff on that as far as that goes. Also, I'm getting ready to talk about that here shortly, but this was on the same day as the safety meeting. We had the bid opening for the paving project that Mr. McCown and Mr. Metz talking about previously on the agenda. I'll get to that shortly. Scheduling active shooter training was discussed. We need to see about, we're going to have the groups at the Faculty Senate this upcoming Friday discuss the scenarios for next year, what active shooter training, what scenario they would like to work on at each of the schools, and we're going to try and address that as soon as we can, start the new school year for active shooter training for next year, for students and staff as well, get the staff's input. The new business that was brought up was fixing 2 windows and handicap accessible doors at the middle school and replacing the concrete back of the bus garage back here where they clean their buses. It's starting to deteriorate, so we'll have to pull the old concrete out and replace that, so we'll have to get bids to do that possibly this summer. Does anyone have any questions on any of that information I covered?
What is scheduling the active shooter training? I know I sat on one of the ones for the faculty senate there at the middle school. And the upstairs, and I probably brought this up last year, they went out a window and jumped off the gym. I don't know how much farther they go after they jumped off. It's about a 10-foot drop.
Right.
I mean, there's got to be something better.
Well, that's what Mr. McHale and I were going to have the faculty senate discuss, what would be the best scenario to reenact next year for a possible situation, so we can better or improve that, Brent, like you're...
They go out through there, then they got to jump down about 10 feet. So
At least
Right.
10 foot.
Yeah. So,
10 foot's better than being shot.
well,
But there's other things we can do.
Once you drop down there and you break a leg, it's not.
right.
Get
Right.
those chain ladders, there's things that can be done that would make it better.
That old grade school had a sliding door,
Yeah,
about 20 feet high.
yeah. Mr. Smith,
Yes.
I know that one of the new bills that was passed that for the AED and CPR training, that we're going to have to train everybody or do some type of training with everybody that uses our buildings.
Correct.
Okay, any of the Pee-wee groups, any of the groups that use our building on a regular basis. Any thought or any talk about that yet, or?
Well, Mr. McHale and I have discussed, that's some of the stuff, that's some of the information we need to look at the beginning of the year, correct, Mr. McCown, as far as organizations and informing them where those are located, how to utilize them properly. That'll go hand in hand, I would say, with the first aid and CPR, Mr. Metz, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think that if I'm remembering the terminology correct, it was like a cardiac plan for the
Yes,
school.
for primary school.
Then that plan would have to be on file of where the AED is and all of that and how to use it, and then anybody that was utilizing the building would have to go through a brief training on that and know where that plan was.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
I don't have a slideshow for this, but you want me to go ahead and discuss it?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can tell
Yeah,
them
I'm
about the
I was
paving
ready to
thing.
have you sit down. You got one more.
Yes, it's in your packet, but as I mentioned, we were talking about the safety meeting. We had the bid opening, Mrs. Cummings, Mr. McCown, myself, and Mr. Moore were present. And Evans Construction and Paving was the winning bidder for the sealed bid on that day. And they're wanting to start as early as the first week of June, so the kids and everyone are out
Questions? Okay. Now, thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
Okay, we're down to recognitions, and we have several people with us tonight. I was informed that some of the young writers, middle school young writers, were in the band banquet, so they might come in a little bit late. So if they do, we'll recognize them when they come in. But it looks like we have several here, so Mr. McCown, if you want to start.
Okay, so first up for recognition this evening, we have Young Writers Contest winners and the county winners. In grade 1 and 2, we have Riley Shears. In grade 3 and 4, Carmen Garcia. Grade 5 and 6, Elaine Castanelli, and this was third place state winner. And then grade 7 and 8, Jocelyn Murphy. So.
Are any of those students
Are
here?
any of them able to join us?
Elaine is here. Okay.
Okay.
Elaine, we want to get pictures and stuff. So, in the state, right? Fantastic.
Quite
What was your story
Quite
about?
an achievement.
Nice. Nice. Must have been pretty entertaining.
She kind of got second place because the kid ahead of her plagiarized to get their, so we're still working out where we fall in all of that. But, the first place award winner, unfortunately, there was some scandal there, so at least kind of like second place, actually.
Fantastic. And Mr. Castanelli, you come up with your daughter. Let's get a picture.
I'm too tall to stand in the middle, I'll block everybody out.
We'll move around.
You can stand up, they'll scoot it over.
Thank you guys for coming.
I was thinking, said about 6 o'clock,
Okay, now we have Golden Horseshoe winners.
they weren't too far away.
What, do we have another?
Smart is here. She was also in the Young Writers, but she's not on our list.
Okay,
Like it's our fifth grade county.
okay, yep.
And she's here? We are sorry that you
I'm not
were
sure
not on
how
the
we didn't
agenda.
get that on there, but we will get
Come
you
on
added.
up. We're not left out on purpose.
What was your story about? Oh, cool.
Scoot right in.
Good job.
I did not hear what you said. What was your girls? About 2 girls. Oh, very good.
Very
Thank you.
good. Good job.
Congratulations.
Good job.
We are sorry we left your
Apologetic
name off.
about that typo.
When we do the minutes, Mrs. Matheny will make sure it's in there, right? Okay, did we forget? Did we miss anybody else? No? Okay, so we are down to Golden Horseshoe winners. Mr. McCown?
Okay, we are pleased to have our Golden Horseshoe winners for this year, and they are Bailey Lott and Colin Means.
No?
Well, I will see that they get the
See,
certificate.
they get
so we will
certificate.
take-
They were
Congratulations.
the state
Yes.
Golden Horseshoe winners?
Yes.
Yes.
That's an accomplishment.
Okay, I know that we have the next group here
FFA.
because they are in the proper FFA attire.
And John?
Okay, so next we would like to recognize the FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team Regional First Place winners, we have Carly Phillips, Trevor Jones, Aniston Carruthers, Kelly Murray, Ashton Lockhart, and Holden Sears.
Yeah, I know you're proud of them.
Oh, I'm very proud.
There you go.
So since January, these 7 individuals have been practicing 2 or 3 times a week and learning the basics of parliamentary procedure. In March, they competed at the regional level and earned their way to the state competition as one of the top 7 teams in West Virginia. If they win there, they go on to the national level in October.
Good deal.
Great
I
job.
hope we're doing okay here tonight. Yeah, you guys are using Robert's rules, right? And see, we use small boards, Robert's rules for small boards, which we don't take seconds and that type of stuff. So it's a little bit different. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, let's
Scoot
get a
on over.
photo.
Let's get a picture. Here you go, Mr. Jones.
I think honestly, that's one of the hardest
It's actually considered
events.
super bowl.
Yeah.
We can move around. Moms, wait guys, moms and dads, grandparents, whoever, come on up. Step right in.
What happened to Grace? Maybe I should say Grace. I got everybody laughing.
Thank you guys, congratulations. When is the state?
They compete in July.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll look to have you here at the second meeting in July or first meeting in August, right?
Hopefully.
When they win the state.
You should have me again in a few weeks with my other team.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you coming out. Okay, now, we have Teacher of the Year. Mr. McCown?
It is my pleasure to recognize Callie Darty as our 2025 Wirt County Schools Teacher of the Year.
Great job.
Very good. Just stand aside because after we get Barb, we want to get closer.
Okay, and then also, it is my pleasure to recognize Barb McCray as our 2025 Service Personnel of the Year.
Yay, Barb.
And just so you know, the Retired Teachers and Service Personnel Association is coming back for first June board meeting to honor retirees. So please join us then for some light refreshments too.
Step right up there, Barb. There you go. Callie, we thank you for everything you do. I tell you, it's just incredible how much Callie touches the school and the students and staff, and very, very, very deserving.
Oh, and
of
she's
this,
been involved over at the nursing home with the kids too,
yeah.
which the residents love. So that means more than you'll ever know. So
Tremendous person.
Yeah.
Glad to have you there for our kids. And I'll say something nice about Barb, okay, but then I'll let somebody else do it. But no, as most of you know, Barb and I are first cousins. Our dads were brothers. And yeah, she doesn't tell people that. I'm proud of it, okay, but I don't hear Barb say it very often. But if you're in that school, whatever school she's been in, Barb she's the custodian, but she's a leader in that school. The kids trust her, the kids believe in her, and they know that she's somebody that will stand up for them. And Barb, we appreciate that.
Yeah, well,
Barb's retiring. Okay, great.
If they will, if they don't get through.
It'll go through. Well, you got one vote. Yeah.
Because my kids here at the high school now, they said they need it.
And they do, Barb, and they do. But both of you ladies, such good choices. Thank you. Anybody else? Please feel free. I don't want to. Okay, no delegations.
No
I
delegations.
do not believe. I don't see anybody here to delegate. Okay, so we're down to agenda. Need a motion to approve the May 6th regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Any corrections, comments? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the May 6th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Need a motion to approve the April 15th, 2025 reconvened minutes for March the 18th, 2025.
so moved.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the April 15th, 2025 reconvened minutes for March 18th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, need a motion to approve the April 15th, 2025 amended May the 14th, 25 to add course adoption titles. This is a group of minutes that we have already approved, but there needed to be some stuff listed on them when we did the textbooks. In order, when they come in to look to see what we did, they want to see the actual name of the textbook. And on the minutes we approved, it had that we approved them, but it didn't say what it was, okay? So we're going to that's the amendment that was in your packet, okay? Nothing else in the minutes have changed. It's just those, listing out those, so when they come in and look, there'll be a piece of paper for them to see.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the April 15th, 2025 amended May the 14th, 2025 to add course adoption titles. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, we're down to a student disciplinary hearing. I will make a motion to enter into executive session to hold a student disciplinary hearing for student 35001980, and the time is 6:29. Made that motion. All in favor? Any questions, comments? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. We're in executive session. Mrs. Smith,